This is Tom's World Beer Tour, a podcast story featuring Tom Bowman and Tom Bradley. Now, crack one open and let the tour begin.
Son, I cannot believe the amount of beer we have drank during the show. This is our 16th podcast, and I hit you up earlier today, and I said, please tell me which beers we've had so far as our conversational beers, which will never be duplicated during Tom's World Beer Tour. And you racked up I was asking for one specifically. You racked up a list. Would you do me a favor?
You want the list?
I mean, I think so. I think it'd be kind of interesting.
All right, I can do that.
Yeah.
So, show number one, we had Casey Beer Co. Hefeweizen.
Yeah.
That was the very first show. We did that at D-Rose. And that was when we decided we're never doing stuff live again because there was a big show, things going on in the back room of some signing thing, and everyone was on the Wi-Fi.
It squeezed our internet access, and I don't mean in a good way.
In a horrible way, right. In a very horrible way. So that was the first one. Number 2, Burr Oak Boone County Brown.
Mm-hmm.
Right, I remember that one. 3, I was in California. You were here. That was the barbecue show.
Yeah.
With Barbecue Matt. That, because of being in California, Stone Arrogant Bastard Ale.
Oh, that was great. That was great. You guys were warm, and I was freezing my ass
We were
off.
in Matt's garage with the smoker going, the Weber going, and you were freezing outside next to your smoker.
I mean, I did stay close to the firebox.
That was a great show.
Yeah.
Show number 4, I was in Orlando. You were here. You got the better end of that deal. Cigar City High IPA, which was fantastic. Then came back Boulevard's Snow and Tell.
I have trouble remembering that one.
We had a handful.
that happens.
We had a multi-pack, and we didn't really decide until, like, literally live which one we wanted to open.
And that's when we had the Italian Stallion on the show with us.
Yeah. Okay. With his roommate.
Yeah.
Which was,
not his partner.
I said his roommate.
I know. You looked at me weird, and I'm like, no, he doesn't. I mean, maybe he does, but I don't know. Okay.
Whatever they do, none of my business. Then the next week we did the Bourbon Tasting Show, and at the Bourbon Tasting Show, I brought out Goose Island Bourbon County Brand Stout.
Yes. Yeah.
Which was amazing.
Very good.
The next week we were at 44 Canteen. We had Sweetwater 420 Trainwreck Hazy IPA.
I am so surprised. I almost forgot that completely. We've really hit some beers on this thing, man.
I know. Crazy. Number 9 was Burr Oak Big Tree IPA. That was my birthday. Number 10, Heavy Riff Daisy Glaze. And that came in a growler.
Yeah.
Remember that one. Then number 11, we had another growler. It was back-to-back weeks. We were at Barnhouse, Harley-Davidson, for Last Flight Irish Stout.
Yeah, brand new brewery in Jefferson City, Missouri.
Correct. The following week, Abita Big Easy IPA with Sean Kelly.
I'm having an Abita today. It's a Turbo Dog, which is a great brown ale, but yeah.
Lovely. The next week, we went to 44 Stone with our friend Mark and had the very end of what may never happen again, Founders CBS.
Yeah.
The Canadian Breakfast Stout.
Very good. Very good.
So we had that. Or was it the CB? Yeah, it was a CBS. Yeah, it was. The next week, Goose Island IPA. That was here at this bar. Last week, we were talking about what makes a good dive bar. We were at a local place, aptly named Dive Bar. And we went old school. Foster's in the oil can.
I remember the first Foster's I ever had. There are some beers that stand out to you through your life. My brother Patrick got us a couple oil cans. I don't know how old I was because it's hard to believe that I might have been over 21 because I marked this line in the sand when I left home and took my first job in radio. And when I moved to a different state, the drinking age was my age. And so it's hard for me to remember. I must have been 18 when I had the first one, and Patrick was like, you got to try this out. I'm like, okay. So we opened them up, and we sat there on the back porch of our parents' home and had oil change cans.
Sorry, I got distracted while we're taping this.
That's
Somebody's
right.
at my front door, and I don't know who it is. There we go. You're going to have to unlock that door.
Okay, all right. I'm going to leave the camera for a second, but
Yeah,
I'm
that's all right.
going to stay on audio.
There he is.
You know, the podcast is all audio, but we also have video available. I'm going to let in.
When you don't show up on time, we lock the doors.
Yeah, no kidding, we do. We have we have one of our buddies who has been on the show. In fact, he was on with us last week.
He may not get on the show again now.
It may not. He just swung by and he has something in his hand.
I know. He's thinking I'm just going to start playing that thing now. First of all, I don't know where it's been.
This is what a surprise this is. Don't turn on the third camera.
Yeah.
Could you hand me just the one end of the instrument that you want him to blow? Could you do that? Not that one.
Jeez. What has this become?
Look at this.
What has it? Yeah, I know.
Look at this. This is part of a trombone.
I know.
What do you do with this thing?
Well, you got to have the other part. Here, look.
Okay.
Look, this is natural. It's like riding a bike. Look, check this out. I know exactly how to put this thing together.
You brought him a trombone. Folks, this is a surprise.
I also still know how to hold it, and then you set it for yourself. For yourself. Now, when I first started playing it, it was in way like this because I had tiny hands, and then as I've gotten bigger, because my hands have gotten bigger.
That's
about it. Have you cleaned this thing?
So you got a mouthpiece also?
I don't know whose this was.
Well, dude, there's nothing on it. There's nothing on it.
Hold on, I'm gonna fix this. Hold on.
You're gonna pour beer on the mouthpiece.
It's alcohol.
A sticker. Wait a second. There's a sticker that came with it. Bone Power.
Sticker. Didn't even know her.
Yeah. Bone Power. You better believe it's Bone Power.
All right.
Now, what's going to happen here? And we have a temp bed in place for our conversational beer when it gets introduced. Is it sticky?
A little bit.
Okay.
A little bit. It's going to be a little flat too. So let me.
Well, how do you lube a trombone? Is it oil or is it just
oil.
your spit?
Nah, there's oil.
There's oil for it.
No, there's a spit valve. So when you're in band, and you want to tease the girl in front of you, you don't pull her hair. You empty your spit valve near her because that's what.
Oh, that's great.
That's disgusting.
That's great. And then these days you're charged with assault, brother.
So in the music room, we had little wads of paper. You know, guys that would dip. Well, I did that too in high school, but you would dip, right?
Yeah.
And you have a cup or something with paper towel or something in it, so you could spit. It soaks it up, right? Well, in the band room, it's sort of the same way because you're playing and you got to get it builds up and then.
So you got a spit release cup?
God, this is weird.
You mean playing? How long has it been since you've played?
I bet you it's been 20 years.
Can you hit a note or is it going to be really embarrassing?
I don't know. You want to find out?
Has it really been 20 years?
Yeah.
Wow.
I don't know if I can do it with the headset on.
Okay.
Hold on.
Yeah. Do whatever you need to do. This is here. Let me hold it. Well, because it'll pick some up over here. Tom Bowman, trombone player. That's not bad. That's not bad. That's not bad. Yeah, that is. That's got to be really, really difficult.
Listen, man, trombone shorty gets laid doing that. I'm just telling you right now.
No, that's got to be. That's really something. Can we give him a little round of applause?
Yeah, we'll give it time.
That's really nice. That is really nice.
Wow, that's it's crazy how it came back that easy.
Do you want to you're gonna have to keep the headset on? Do you want to accompany the conversational beer intro?
I don't know if it's gonna work, but I don't know. We'll figure it out.
Let me just go to it. This does not count. Introducing our conversational beer and show number 16's guest.
Hold on, I got an
as
idea.
well. What are you gonna do?
Flip this around. I think it will.
Okay.
All right, there we go. Oh, that'll be much better.
Well, don't play it yet.
I just want to make sure this works.
I want you to listen and see if it sounds like anything.
I just want to make sure it was good.
Okay. All right. Well, I mean, here's our.
Let me hear. I bet you I could learn that bass line pretty easily, though.
Try to do the bass line with it.
I couldn't even do it right now.
Just
couldn't even do it right now.
Just see what you're feeling there.
I can't even hit the high range
Okay,
anymore.
all right,
Woo!
that one, that was that.
No, that was horrible.
You lost a nut on that thing, did you? That was just like, I heard
Well,
that
I only have one.
It was like, oh, that's.
I'm a card-carrying member of the Lance Armstrong Club.
Thank you for picking that up and actually trying it, because I think that's got to be a very, very difficult thing to do. And I didn't know it had been 20 years.
Here's the thing: it's not the sexiest instrument in the world. Let's be honest. When I was in 4th grade and they were like, "Hey, you want to play?" I wanted to play saxophone.
I don't even know that sax is that sexy, but I'll tell you what, when my old man.
Tell Dave Cause that.
When my old man was in high school, he was first chair, chaminade. He was first chair trombone.
Your dad was?
Oh yeah, I mean
Yeah.
amazing.
I was first chair all my life.
He never put it down though. He would pull it out on a summer night on the back porch and play that thing by himself. And people are down the block going, "What the hell's going on? Glenn Miller just rolled in." You're like,
That's
"Damn right
right.
he did. And he's my dad." All right.
Nice.
All right. Tom Miller Bradley
Here,
is my name.
can I hand I'm going to hand this back to Doug because I don't want it to fall and get dented or.
But is he going to get to practice that? That's yours to practice with.
All right.
And we'll take as much time as you need. But I'm going to lay down a new bed for this thing, and I've been looking to lay on a new bed for a
All
long
right.
time.
I'm
I'm going to lay down a new bed on this thing, and then I'm going to hand it to you, and you practice for as long as you need to, and then we're going to bring you back over to my place to do it at my studio in my home.
Sure.
Okay.
Sure.
And have some fun with that. And there's a reason for why we're doing this, why we have our own music. I am so sick and tired of the damn music rights people. We got screwed
You got
on
hit
Facebook.
again today.
Did you know that?
Well, because I'm an admin on that page too, so I get the notifications.
We don't even know why. I don't even know what
I don't
song it was. They're
I don't
so
know
full
either.
of crap. They are so full of crap. Are you ready to move on to our conversational beer and our guest?
We
today?
could. I just want to remind everybody that, as you know, this is a podcast. You can get it anywhere where you download podcasts: Spotify, Stitcher, Apple, iTunes, you name it, iHeart, all those places. Tom's World Beer Tour. Subscribe. Get it every Thursday morning when you wake up. It'll be there. We appreciate everybody that watches it on Facebook. We have a very nice following there across the country. I was looking at stats recently, and we're in about 30 states right now, I think, represent. So very happy for all of it. And if you have a question for us, you can always email us. Tom's
Wait a
World
second.
Beer Tour.
I'm sorry. Hand that back to me.
Oh, you don't want that.
Sorry, I didn't want to. There's something else I can give him in a second here. Okay,
No,
I'm sorry.
yeah,
I didn't mean to interrupt. I'm sorry. I'm very
I'm
sorry.
just telling you. You can email us at tomsworldbeertour@gmail.com.
All right, and without further ado, then, just a big thank you to Doug Whitworth, who was with us last week and brought the trombone over.
Thank you.
This fine episode.
My neighbors are probably wondering what the hell's going on. Oh my God, there's a
You
hit
think they could
going
hear
on
it?
next door.
This music means it's time for our conversational beer, and that means it's time for our conversation. And I'm not even sure. I'm not where our minds were and why this came around, except that you and I were working on future shows.
Yeah.
And so we got a couple of things planned, which are very, very cool. And suddenly it dawned on me as I was paging through Facebook, I came across a buddy of mine. Tell me when he's up on the camera.
Oh, you want me to put him on now?
Yeah, well, I mean, I'm just giving him the bass right now. Bring him on. I came across a buddy of mine, and I was like, wait a second, this is a buddy of ours, and it's our friend Galen. And I was like, I wonder what the chances are. I know he likes beer, but beer is only our vehicle to get to the conversation. I was like, I wonder if he's available to come chat with us on Tom's World Beer Tour. And he said yes. Galen, thank you, and good evening, brother.
Not
How
a
are you?
problem. Good evening. How are you?
I buy from G Frye in
I
my
buy
old
from
days.
G Frye.
I bought 2 Harley Davidsons from this man.
Yeah, 2 of them. And I started thinking
Tom
about
bought one. Black
Yeah.
Lightning.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you sold Tom Bowman 2 of those things.
Yeah.
2 of the easiest sales he's ever made in his life.
Easy sales. Didn't have to argue.
No.
Yeah.
I think the second one was the easiest one.
Oh,
have,
yeah.
Have you always been a salesman?
Not really. The Two Schmidts, they made me into a salesman.
Yeah.
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 they
So
did.
you didn't sell anything before you started selling
Nope.
$20,000 and $30,000
I
Harley
was
Davidsons.
working at a nursery.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Kevin Dennis came out to the nursery I was working at. He had a budget. I oversold him on his budget of some plants and trees, and he said, "You ever thought about selling Harleys?"
Mm.
What age were you at that time?
Oh, I was 34.
Yeah.
34, I
Tree guy.
think,
How my
yeah.
trees look out, Fred? Look okay?
They look pretty good.
I turned them up
checked
this year.
everything
He's got a couple
out.
he'd like to sell you, though.
I
I'll
just
tell you
I
what.
raised
checked
the can-
everything out.
I raised the canopy on those things. I keep them, nice and trimmed.
I noticed the landscape.
Got to do a little landscaping in the front.
I don't want to hear about your manscaping.
Yeah, I
Can-
don't
let's
either.
get our
I'm trying
conversation
to raise
here.
the canopy. I'm just trying to raise the canopy.
Here's what happened. Galen asked me. I asked him. I said, "Hey man, why don't you pick out a beer that you like?" And he said, "I love Logboat, which is why I'm sporting the tee today, and I need to do that." You got it too.
Yeah, the hoodie.
Nice.
Yeah.
Look at that.
And I said, well, what variety? And you said Snapper. And I said, and I was
Love
thinking
Snappers.
that we had already had Snapper,
Now, we've had snappers as a tailgater.
right?
We've done that.
You don't need a lot of them.
But we, but we've never had it as our actual
No.
conversational beer.
No, I know a place in town where you can get a 32-ouncer on tap, and I saw Tom pound one, and then I saw Tom get offered another one in a to-go cup
Oh,
that
my
was
God.
overflowing.
Oh God, that was a hell of a night.
Oh, my God.
It had to be.
Ooh.
No,
if you
you
had
were
that
there.
much snappers, what was
It was
that?
after a Harley
Oh
event.
yeah.
Oh,
I think it was
my
after
God.
casino
I
night.
think so. Yeah,
It was
And the
I
was
shots
there.
and the
It
tequila
was a hell of a
shots.
night.
And
Yeah.
all that.
They did the 32 ounce to go in a styrofoam cup, and it foamed like all hell. Logboat is a brewery out of Columbia, Missouri, and we've had a chance to be there a number of times and enjoy ourselves.
They are making traction, though, man. I'm
Oh,
seeing
yeah.
them in other states. So cheers.
Oh, yeah.
Cheers.
To
Here's
you.
the Logboat, and here's to enjoying good beers
Cheers.
with
cheers,
friends.
Cheers.
Galen, thanks for joining us
No
today.
problem.
I've had beers with you out at Logboat. We ran into each other and had some good
We've
ones
all
out there.
run into Galen at Longboat.
Oh, yeah. I'm
Yeah.
a regular.
So wait a second. I mean, the thing is, though, you have been in sales for only
I was at Harley
10 years?
for 5 years, and at my most recent place here, 2 years, so about 7 years.
7 years.
7 years in sales.
Only 7 years. Have
Done a
you
lot in
always
7 years.
have you
I
always
have.
been the kind of guy people meet and they feel like they already know you and you know them?
I've met some people for brief moments in time, and they've always said, I feel like I've known you my whole life.
Yeah.
And so a couple people told me I should get in sales, and I just started listening,
The-
especially after Kevin.
The only reason, speaking of, it was Kevin Marquardt actually,
Mm-hmm.
but the only reason I didn't buy my first bike from you was because you weren't there at the dealership yet. I don't believe.
Nope.
And
Not
so
when
Kevin
you bought the
Marquardt
Fat
submitted.
Bob. Yeah.
No, and
Yeah.
you were the first guy at that dealership to embrace social media.
Yeah.
You were the first guy
Yeah.
that on Twitter and on Facebook,
Yep.
you would sell a
Instagram.
bike, you'd take a picture,
Oh, yeah.
hashtag I buy from G
I
Frye.
buy from G Frye. That was it.
Here's something weird that happened when I was paging through and planning out the next several weeks and came across a Facebook post or something. And I was like, why don't we invite Galen on? Well, yesterday, the verdict came out in the damn Derek Chauvin trial up in Minneapolis. And I was like, you know what? Instead of running away from this because of it, the initial idea of having you on was because you're a friend. That's all it was. And I
Yeah.
know you like beer.
Oh, yeah.
And plus, by the way, when we got here and started setting up this evening at your bar, he started talking. I'm like, God, he's got a great voice, too.
He does have a good voice.
Great voice. A fantastic voice. But that was the first reason, was to bring you on. And I was like, wait a second. I'm not going to turn my tail and run just because the damn verdict came out today. Let's still have you on, and if it comes up, it comes up. And then you were the first one to call attention to those who were listening and not watching. I believe you would call Galen a person of color. Is that correct?
You can call me whatever you want. I mean, it's your decision. I mean,
No, because I call myself a white dude.
I'm a black dude.
Okay, there you
Yeah,
go. It
yeah.
works. It works kind of
Yeah,
like
it
that.
works like that.
It's just three dudes having beers. is what
Yeah,
this
yeah.
is.
It's just 3 dudes.
Three
but
dudes having beers.
You
Three
sho-
dudes and Doug.
You showed up. You showed up tonight before I got here to Tom's
I did.
Place.
I did. You told me 5 o'clock.
Mm-hmm.
You told me early. I mean, you thought I was on CPT, Colored People's Time.
I don't.
I came early. I bust stereotypes.
I told you, you rang my doorbell. I looked at the
Yeah.
ring doorbell. I'm like,
About
I
to
know
call
him.
911.
oh, I know him.
Call 911.
What's he doing out here?
How'd you get in the neighborhood? Did they check you in at the gate?
They watched me come in. I'm surprised no police showed up though. The sheriff.
Ringing the bell while black. You know, not to
Yeah.
make fun of some of the things that have happened out there in the last year that have become
Somebody could have
real hot
easily
points.
called the police and said, "There's somebody at my neighbor's house. He's
I
a
would,
black man."
I would hope not. Considering where I grew up and all of that, yeah, that would.
Yeah,
it's ridiculous.
Look, it's a real tough world we're living in today. It's better than it
is.
was 20, 30, and 50
It
and
is.
70 years ago. But it's like to this heightened level now, right?
Oh yeah, yeah. You don't know what you can do. I coach my kids. You know, I got 2 kids. I coach them. If you get pulled, one just started driving. The other one's been driving. I just got the oldest one a Jeep. He drives a Wrangler. But I told him, if you ever get pulled over by the police, hey, man, your hands are out in front of you. Don't get smart with them.
Wait, they're not pulling over people in Wranglers, are they?
I hope not. That's why I got him a Wrangler.
You should
That's
be
why he
safe.
didn't get a Cutlass.
You should be. No, it's interesting because I know most anybody my age in the world that I grew up in. If you're white, I don't know that we had anything like what we're hearing the black conversation with your kids about getting pulled over. I did have it one time. I had it with my self-defense and carry and conceal instructor. He said, if you're driving in the car and you have a weapon in the car, a gun in the car.
Oh, yeah.
All right. Here's what you need to do. I listened. We were all of us in the class, all ears. He said, hands on top of the steering wheel. If you really want to make them happy, turn your hands and point the palms upward. He told us this.
Oh, yeah.
I said, really? He said, they may even ask you, are you popo, meaning are you police? And I'm like, seriously? He goes, they're going to be like, wow, they're giving it all to me. And then you say to them in a calm manner when you have a chance, just want to let you know, I do carry and conceal. It's in the vehicle with me right now. I'll be happy to exit the vehicle at any time and let you search the vehicle if you'd like to. Now, so we've had the conversation. Dude, I was 40-something, almost 50 years old when I had that conversation.
I told my sons if the police ever want to search your car, you let them search it. I don't hold out. Just let them search.
Just like that.
Yeah. There's no ifs, ands, or buts. You let them search. I don't care if you're guilty of something. I would hope my kids wouldn't be guilty of anything, but don't allow for any mistakes to happen. I mean, you have to be on point. Basically, you have to be on point. If you look like me,
it's a reality.
It's a reality.
It is a reality, man.
It is, and it's unfortunate. I'm encouraged at least by your story because in that class, regardless of what color you were, he was talking to everybody.
Yeah,
This is safety for in general. But the amount of times that's going to happen to you in particular are slim, and I have no clue in the world. We laughed about you driving in my neighborhood. Let's be honest. There's no gate in front of my neighborhood.
There's no gate out there. There's no checkpoint.
No checkpoint. I did put your name around the first two houses, but But I mean, we joke
let
about
everybody
that.
know I was supposed to be here.
Yeah, we joke about that a little bit, but I don't have a clue. When I get in my car to go to work in the morning, I don't think twice about it. I just go. If I'm leaving downtown at 10:30, 11 o'clock at night on a Friday, I don't think about it.
Go.
I just go.
Where's
your head at this? Because you're not young.
I'm not young, but, I am black.
Right.
But I will, I'll look behind me. I'll look in the rearview mirror. If I get a policeman behind me, I do get nervous. Even if I haven't been drinking. I don't have any drugs on me, any guns or anything like that. But, yeah, I get nervous. I just don't want anything to happen, like they could pull me over and say I had a brake light out, and then it could just escalate from there. But,
yeah, it could.
Yeah.
Have you ever been? I mean, you don't have to. I mean, I don't want to pry too far, but I mean, have you had an incident in your
life?
The
last physical incident I had with the police, I was 22 years old. I ran from them. I ran. And a lady cop hit me in the neck with a nightstick and knocked me down. She knocked me down, and I guess I was tussling with her. But when the male cop got there, he regulated everything, and they arrested me.
Now, if you could go back and talk to your 22-year-old self,
don't run.
Right?
Don't run. And don't let that.
I don't care what color you are.
Don't run from the cops. Don't fight the cop. If you fight the police, you're getting shot.
Yeah, I mean, in the end, you're going to lose. So you're going to get hit in the neck.
Yeah,
and you're going to get charged with
poked
something.
in the neck with a nightstick. Yeah, she
Damn.
jabbed me.
I saw this great post today from someone from high school, and they said, I'm seeing a lot of white people saying, hey, man, comply with the cops and don't run. Never run from an officer. And she said, all the people posting never run from an officer, I saw them in cornfields 23 years ago running from the police.
From the cops at a bonfire.
Yeah, dropping their drinks and running from the cops.
Yep.
And they absolutely did. And I may have hightailed it once or twice. I wasn't actually
on
being
the bike or
questioned.
Oh, okay.
But I was very young, and I might not
my
have been
mom
questioned.
watches this thing.
You've never done
plead
anything
the
wrong.
Fifth.
Yeah.
You've never done anything wrong.
Good move.
The bitch about it is, Galen, is what you're describing. It's a reality.
It is
the
a
hot
reality.
point incidents that have happened around the nation over the last, I want to say, since social media has become as strong as it has, because that's really fired it up. So we'll go back about 10 years. Is that fair? About 10 years?
Yeah, that's probably
Okay.
a good.
All of those hot points and what you're talking about, they're realities. But they don't have anything to do with the reality of you and I and Tom being friends.
No. Working at Harley, I kind of, got along with everybody. I mean, everybody gets along.
That's a wide swath of people.
Yes, it is.
All kinds. I kind of learned how to talk to everybody. So
Well, that's like I
police
said earlier.
included.
You make friends quickly. Yeah, cops love to ride.
Yeah.
Even
Yeah,
those
they
who've
love to
never
ride.
been a motorcycle cop, they love to ride. They want to get a bike.
Yep.
So they come in, they're chatting with you. the wide swath of people that ride a Harley Davidson, right? When you got a CVO that runs at about $43,000, $48,000, $50,000, and somebody's buying that, and they're paying cash. You've dealt with them, right?
Oh yeah.
You've dealt with somebody that comes in, they live in a trailer, they don't know where dinner's coming from next week, and yet they want to buy a bike and they get financing, don't they?
And they get financed, yeah.
Yeah. You've seen it all and everything in between.
Yeah.
No, Galen takes that paperwork up to the top and then sits back at his desk and goes, "Come on, baby."
I mean, like, hey, as long as that credit app's right and they say it's a go, we're ass and gas.
I mean,
Let's
listen,
go. Ass in the seat.
It's a luxury item. You're just delivering luxury.
Is it illegal to be a salesperson at a dealership like Harley and actually help the person spell their own name? Is that illegal?
No. No.
You just described half our friends.
Yeah, I was going to say, I'll fill out the paperwork for you.
It does.
And
It
I'll
does happen.
Put the pen in your hand and help you sign it.
But
tell us about. Go ahead.
I was going to say, but not to pick on Harley Davidson, but let's be honest. I would say the majority of my conservative friends, I probably know from riding Harley Davidson.
Oh, yeah.
Just saying that. Was there ever a situation in the shop where somebody started with you and then you just felt like, well, this isn't going to – they don't want to be dealing with me?
Never, not once.
Not once.
I actually – and there's people that can back the story up. I sold a motorcycle to a member of the Ku Klux Klan.
Score!
Yes, I did.
Wow.
Yep.
Yeah.
The guy came in, and Steve-O actually said, "Galen, when this guy sees you, he's probably not going to talk to you." I'm like, "What do you mean, Steve-O?"
So he knew?
He knew. He's a card-carrying member, And so the guy comes in, and the first thing I see is his belt buckle.
Uh-oh.
It's huge. And his boots. They're scuffed up, and I'm like, "Oh boy, this is gonna be wild." And he's a wiry, older man, and he says, "Who's Galen?" And I was like, "That's me." And he just looks at me like, "Yeah, okay, yeah." But I invited him to my desk. He sat down. I knew the bike he was looking for, so we went and took a look at it. And I put him out on the test ride. I didn't go with him or anything like that.
Well, it's not like in the old days with a car, the dealer, the sales guy got in the car with you. When you go to test ride
with
a Harley,
Harleys, I will ride a bike. I will ride a bike beside.
But you don't like get on the back of the bike. Okay,
no,
let's go. Here we go.
No nuts to butt with me.
Nuts to butt. You hug him.
No.
Can't wait for you to buy this bike.
And you whisper in his ear, "Hey, how do you think this thing's handling right now?"
It's really purring, ain't it?
Oh, damn.
I did, though, I sold this bike, though. This guy didn't have his license, his motorcycle endorsement, and he wanted his wife to ride. He wanted me to ride the bike and his wife to get on the back with me.
No.
That sounds like a fetish move to me.
So I took her out on a nice 12-mile ride.
12-hour ride.
12 miles.
I misunderstood.
12-hour ride.
But no. We came back. She said, "I love it." And
I like the bike too, so we'll take it.
Buy the bike and bring me Galen.
He got the bike.
Well.
He actually bought 3 bikes from me.
That's amazing.
We might have to do another episode with Galen on just Harley Davidson stories.
Well,
There's a lot of them.
The stupidest thing about these people that are all up into the racism is that they will excuse that away. And then they'll say, like, Galen, yeah, but he was like a white black dude. And it's like, oh, for the love of God, there's no such thing as a white black dude. There are good people and bad people.
One of the good ones.
Yeah. I hope I'm one of the good ones. I mean,
it's just, and I would hope the same thing, when someone is a person of color or whatever that means anymore. I don't even know what that means, but like whatever it means, if they see me as not a person of color, I would hope that they don't say, well, that's finally one of the good ones in that. It's like, dude, everybody on their own. Everybody, don't put me with everybody else that might look kind of like me and then say, well, I separated out as the cream. I'm okay, right? I mean, it's like just each person on their own. You're a great guy to talk to, easygoing, you're fun. I want to ask you about your life. Your car is in the driveway, right?
Yep.
Yeah, I saw a sticker on the back. Did I see U.S. Army on there?
That's not mine.
Okay.
That's not mine.
I wasn't sure. I wasn't sure. What?
No, I have never been in the service. I went to Lincoln University right out of high school, played soccer for them. Didn't last the whole time. I played up there 2 years.
That's why you could run so good that time you ran.
Well, he didn't run very well. He got hit with the club.
I
He
know,
went
but he
down.
was a soccer player. He at least had some initial speed.
Well, yeah.
She knocked him down immediately. He's like, "Where's the flag? Where's the flag?"
It's called foul. She should have got a yellow card.
Yellow
a red
card.
card,
Red
actually.
card.
Red card.
Yeah, thrown out of the game. But no, yeah, I played soccer all through my whole life. I mean, yeah, I've played soccer since I was 6 years old, actually.
Where did you grow up? What part of the world?
Sedalia, Missouri.
Sedalia.
Sedalia, Missouri. Yep, home of the state fair.
Mm-hmm.
And from there, you learned soccer, and then went on to play in high school and through into college as
Yep,
well.
into college, and now my kids have played. I put them in soccer when they were 2 years old. Little kickers.
Wow.
And yeah.
So you spent many a day
Oh yeah.
on a
just-
Saturday, freezing cold.
Man, it's not so much Saturdays, but every other day that was my responsibility.
That's a
but,
good point.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Man, that's a lot of work. When you played soccer, did you do a lot of running?
a lot of running.
Did you run? Did you do like the 5K or the 3-mile run and time it?
Oh yeah. I can't remember my best time. My best mile time though
Yes.
was like 5:16.
Whoa. Oh,
5:16.
Good gracious.
are you
That's not
serious?
fast.
Are you?
That's fast for me.
My kid's running like a 4:30 now or something like that.
No,
My
that ain't-
oldest,
no.
yeah.
At what age?
He's 19. Yeah. He'll be 20 in May.
4:30.
No, that ain't happening in a mile. for me.
Jeez.
Yeah, my best.
I remember when they used to make you run the mile in high school, and I was
Oh,
like, how much
man.
time do we get? All right, I'm going to jog half of it.
Can you
Yeah.
actually remember? Well, like, did they time you, and do you remember it at all?
No. I passed.
So when my nephew
Got the
Donald,
presidential patch.
yeah,
Whatever it
the
was.
presidential,
Right, but
pass.
like I played baseball and I played basketball.
Yeah.
It was a different run. When we were playing hoops,
Yeah.
suicides was my nightmare.
Yeah.
You know,
Oh, yeah.
running the full court a couple times within a couple of minutes was a nightmare, but you weren't running a freaking mile nonstop. So.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Soccer requires a lot of endurance
Yeah, it does.
with your legs. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And some acting skills too. So did you
And
get to take a little acting on the side so you could learn how to flop?
I played soccer. I started playing soccer in the '80s, so there wasn't any flopping.
Oh,
back
no.
then, you
No,
know,
there
if
was-
you got hit. You got hit.
There's
you know.
treachery.
Yeah.
Not allowed. Huh? Were you a fullback? Is that what your
No,
deal
I
was?
was a forward.
You're forward.
Forward
and-
striker.
Yeah, at 5:16 or
Pele
whatever it
over
was
here.
miles you were running. Good God, man,
Nice.
that's amazing.
yeah.
What was your favorite move on the soccer field?
Just scoring goals. I
Scoring
mean,
goals.
Yeah. That's,
When it was you and a goalie,
Mhm.
and you knew everyone else was behind you, and you're on the move. When you've got them and you know you do the juke, it's like, oh, I'm going here, and you
Yeah.
put it on the other side.
I would do the fake, and I'm probably one of the first people to do this in the '80s. The fake hard kick and then the soft kick.
yeah.
Nobody was doing that really
Dirty
back
pool,
then.
man,
Yeah.
that's what that
dirty
is.
pool. Yeah, get the goalie off his feet, and it's just,
Poor guy
it's
wearing
just
the Mickey
easy.
Mouse gloves. You make him look stupid.
Yep.
When you were young, did you ever play goal?
No, I'm 5'7". No way. Nobody
They
wanted
put me in.
there.
They put me in goal when I was like.
No, he has
7.
5 fingers. The goalie only has 3. So
does.
he had 5. So they got
That's
to find
exactly right.
you got to find the poor kid that's
Short
built
guys,
like this.
short guys don't make good goalies.
No,
'cause,
you got to be able to at least
jump
reach
up to that top bar,
Yep.
stretch out.
God, what a miserable. When you get to the highest levels of soccer, like U.S. World Team and all that stuff, and you're the goalie, so much. I don't know how these guys
Pressure.
how they
Pressure.
don't get out of it faster because they have such a head condition.
I coached one of my son's teams, and this is when both of them played on the same team. Actually, they had a goalie, and they were like 9 years old, a little less than that. But the goalie had one leg. He had one leg, but he had a prosthetic.
Sure.
But he's a good goalie. He's a good goalie at that time because they
Sure.
were kids playing in smaller.
He probably
goals.
made up for it. He's probably
mean-
reading hips and things
Yeah,
like that and going,
yeah.
okay. It's what we teach in football.
Now he's not a goalie anymore.
yeah.
But I
But
don't
that's
know
what we
he's
did
doing
in,
now, but-
coaching 8, 9, 10-year-olds in football, teaching them when you're playing defense, you're not reading here, you're reading here.
Yeah, hips.
Everything you
Yep.
can't see it, but everything's here, and so he's probably doing the same thing.
Man, that's amazing.
That's good, man.
I would have to say, if I was playing against a one-legged goalie and
You think you got the advantage, right?
right, and if he shut us out, I'd be like, I'm done. But back to the thing about being a goalie, I would walk off the field. I'd be like, I'm tired of this anymore. I can't take it. This is too much pressure on me.
I mean,
done.
think,
Tough.
think
It's
about
tough.
it on the world stage. There have been goalies from South American countries that have cost the team
And got
win.
death threats. Or
threats
or been
or
shot
never
at.
been seen
Yeah,
again.
yeah.
They
They
disappear.
disappear.
Oh,
They-
yeah.
Did you ever play any indoor soccer?
I played a little bit indoor.
Did you do that when you were young or as an adult?
Probably more as an adult. There wasn't a lot of indoor facilities back then, but as an adult, here in Columbia, we got the MAC and the Synergy place out there. So those are two good indoor places to play at. I played at the MAC a few times.
Sure. I want to see somebody.
Farts League.
I want to see somebody with a beard like you playing out there on a soccer field.
Yeah,
Nobody has a beard playing
you really
soccer.
don't see a lot of beards out there on the pitch. But
Too hot, too sweaty.
It's probably too hot.
Yeah, but they wear mullets. I mean, they loved mullets,
Yeah.
right? They had soccer hair
Yeah.
all the time.
Oh,
I would love to see a beard like yours out there on the soccer pitch. That'd be amazing. So you get out of college and you move on. Did you fall in love with somebody? What happened with that?
So I moved back to Sedalia. Sedalia's a small town. You don't have a lot to do, so there's a lot of trouble down there. But eventually I made my way to Columbia, and I've been here ever since. 2000. I came up here in 2000, so I've been up here 21 years now.
Oh, congratulations on that.
Yeah.
Good stuff. Good stuff. When did you start drinking decent beer?
Did you notice how he skipped over the trouble?
He did.
We just going to
Moved back
fast
to a
forward
was
small
trouble.
town.
that,
There's a
yeah.
lot of trouble.
We already heard it.
There was
We
a lot
already-
of trouble, but we got out of there. And
He ran from the
here
cops.
we
You
are.
gave him the-
I ran from the cops, and here I am in Columbia.
Who uses a billy club with the end and pokes it into your neck?
That lady, and I'm sure she's still a policeman down there too. And
Hey, it could have been worse. It could have been one of these swinging moves.
it
dude.
could have been a gunshot. Thank
Well,
God.
it was good. I mean,
right?
That could have been the last thing I heard was "pow."
Did you ever see T.J. Hooker? That stupid.
My mom used to watch that show. I
So he'd
hated that
throw
show.
his nightstick or what?
Yeah,
what do they
and
call it?
trip the guy.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
was it T.J. Hooker? Was that T.J. Smith,
It's-
Adrian Zmed or whatever?
I think that was.
Oh,
him.
you mean his sidekick?
Was that Shatner? T.J. Hooker?
It was William
Will
Shatner.
Will Shatner.
So Billy Shatner and I think Adrian Zmed
was his partner.
I think so.
and
Yeah,
he
I
was
think
like from
so.
like one of them weird disco TV dance
Yeah.
party
Yes.
shows.
I want to
Yes.
say Ernest Borgnine was in it too.
But one of the Heathers was on there.
Heather Locklear.
Thank you.
Yeah, Heather
There was
Locklear.
Heather Thomas and Heather Lockley.
Heather
Heather
Thomas was
Locklear
on,
was on
BJ and the Bear.
I'm B.J. McKay, and this is my best friend Bear. Lyrics to the song. Look it up.
There you go.
I'm William Shatner. Don't run. I'll throw my club.
Yeah.
and knock you down.
Worst
Trip, yeah.
actor ever.
Absolutely. But a great guy to enjoy.
Wasn't he in Heart to Heart too?
No, he wasn't
No.
in.
That
That was
wasn't
Robert Wagner.
Robert Wagner. Yeah.
RJ,
Yeah.
they call him.
Yeah.
RJ.
Yeah.
Yeah,
RJ.
good
Later,
stuff.
later in Austin Powers.
All the way through. Let's talk some more race stuff because I just want to. I'm having a good time with it. Give me some crap about white people. Give me some crap about white people. Come on.
White people are always thinking they can dance. No, I don't know.
Listen.
I don't look
listen,
at color. If you are a good person, hey, if you're good to me, you're good to my kids. I'm good to you. You know, I try to live my life like that.
It's funny that you say that, and here's why. I don't see color. My company is good. We just started a DEI workshop. So
DEI.
diversity, equity, and inclusion.
Oh yeah.
Now, that's not the order it should go in. It should go the DIE, but that's a horrible acronym, so they have to change it. I swear to God,
We're gonna go die.
There's a
and learn how to
phenomenal
like black people.
there's a phenomenal doctor.
What does DEI mean in Latin? Day DEI.
Yeah, like modern day things
Yeah.
like that, probably.
Yeah, no, I've got to look that
So,
up.
anyways, as a company, we're trying to do a better job of attracting better talent and you name it.
And understanding people that come in if they're not
Right.
they don't have the same background as you.
Right, and one of the things that we do we're doing these 90-minute sessions once every couple of weeks over the course of 11 different weeks, and one of the things that she brought up, and she is a woman of color, and so it's not you or me teaching it because that would be stupid. But at the end of the day, she said one of the things that people think is great, but it really isn't, is when someone like me says, "Oh, I don't see color." No. You should see color.
you
I need to
see it,
see
yeah.
your color
Yeah.
and your color and your color. I want to see it and accept it.
I hope you see it and just don't start telling
Well,
black jokes.
well, there's
in front of me.
There's that too.
I don't know any.
Hey, I'm right here.
That's right.
I'm right here.
But it's funny because this is all happening, in a very racially charged time in our country, and it's, diversity is not just color. It's not just
Yeah,
checking a box
you're
and
right.
going,
Oh,
"Hey,
yeah.
we don't have enough people that look like Galen. Let's hire more people that look like Galen." It's diversity is just differences, right? It's you and
Oh, yeah.
you and I
of
together.
a multitude of varieties.
Whether it's
multitude of
race,
varieties.
creed, religion,
Religion.
Age.
age is a big part
Gender?
of it.
Sexual orientation.
The gender you used to be and the gender you are now?
Or the big, whatever one of the three is.
Is big one of them?
How'd you get the nickname Big Gender?
We don't have time. We don't
like,
have time for that story.
You know what
How'd
would be
that come
great?
about?
You know what would be great if he is just so well hung, people had to call him Big Gender. He's not only
Girth.
Well,
Big girth.
well, they'd call me girth gender.
girth. Wait a second, that's pretty good. Schmedium.
Well,
gender.
that was a different trip
That's for
actually.
somebody else. No, he went on my radio show. He was filling in and doing a great job.
We rode
I
Harleys.
remember this. Yeah.
In fact, when I came
remember.
back, I bought the new bike from you. It's
Yep.
that time period.
Yeah,
Yep.
and he went to say by gender, but they I think they stopped the word on one line on this
No,
digital
it wasn't.
readout.
It wasn't even that detailed.
Oh, I thought it was.
It was a new definition in an online dictionary thing, and it was by gender, but it wasn't hyphenated.
Oh.
Right? So
Oh,
I
what's
read it
that?
ahead of time. I do my planning. It's part of the show where he doesn't know what's coming and he's going to react to it.
Right, I got to be surprised.
And I say, finally, in honor of our good friend Bruce Jenner, the new word is big gender. And I
Oh.
just went,
and he keeps talking
because that's what
right?
you do.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
You just
He
keep,
feels his blood leaves his extremities.
And I
He
just-
feels his heart rate go up,
Yeah.
and he goes, "So that's why today in the new dictionary." And I go, "Wait,
Yeah.
wait! Did you just say big
Yeah.
gender?" And he goes like this. He takes his head and he goes,
So we're in the lobby of the Crescent Hotel down in Eureka
Oh,
Springs,
yeah,
Arkansas,
Yeah.
on a Harley trip.
Yeah.
That was part of the
Yeah,
deal,
I
right? We
remember
all rode
this.
down there. It's at the end of the show, so everybody who's on the trip with us is waiting for us to finish so we can get on the bikes and go
"They're
ride.
surrounding right around us." They're
And
around us.
so, like most things, you go, you know what? We laugh. We sang some songs. Hey, big gender. We did a whole bunch.
Yeah.
Of, you play it off. Like, it's whatever. So we're done. we're done.
Oh,
Show's done.
We're only getting
And
started.
you assume, we'll see if it sticks. That was 6 years ago.
Yeah. Oh, it stuck.
6 years ago, to the point where in this town, because of his daily show, I have been at places where it's not about the show, and I've spoken, and someone next to me goes, "Hey, man, are you Big Gender from the Tom Bradley Show?"
Big gender.
I'm a lot of things, but yeah, I am
That's
that
me
too.
also,
I'm
yeah.
also that.
Well,
It
you've got
really-
a burger named after you at
Yeah, but it's
44
not
KT,
called the
yeah.
Big Gender, which maybe they could change it to.
I
that.
think it
it's
should
called
be called that.
Tom's Genuine Way.
Tom's Genuine
Yeah,
Way.
And by the way, it doesn't hurt that he's a big dude.
Oh,
you
yeah,
know,
yeah, big guy.
so he is the big gender.
6'1", 250. I fit it.
Yeah,
you
it's
go.
that's carrying
Anyways.
it out. Did you ever have any nicknames growing up, or as an adult?
Well, in wrestling, they called me Showtime.
We didn't get to
'cause,
wrestling yet.
I
Wrestling.
wrestled in high school too.
Were you? You're not a tall dude. Were you always kind of stout?
Yeah, I was always kind of stout. My oldest son, he's built like me, real short.
Would
and
you
stout.
agree that the singlet is the worst
That's
athletic
the worst
uniform?
Athletic uniform ever. Yeah.
Yeah, why'd they
Because,
give it that name
The
too?
singlet, yeah. And then you come out.
Because
and
you got to have a singlet if you're
yeah.
going to fit
oh,
into that
yeah,
damn thing.
yeah.
It
And
ain't
then- yeah. Your
That's
junk's
pretty
all
funny.
out. Your
Give
junk is out.
A little bit there for Big Gender. That was actually funny. I mean, they're in the order of things.
We also just found the title of the podcast.
You've got tight ass jeans and you've got a tutu, and right between them is a
There's
singlet.
Yep.
In the order of what you don't want to ever wear.
Yeah.
And it's like,
Those were
why?
rough times.
But
in
you
high
look like
school.
a guy I would never want to wrestle.
I did all right in high school. 6th place in state
Ooh.
senior year.
Don't you think?
Got a medal.
Don't you
Nice.
think in high school, in ranks of workouts and training and how treacherous it is, wrestlers by far have it the worst,
Oh,
in
yeah,
my opinion.
Definitely.
Like in my high school, it was wrestling was an elite sport.
Oh yeah.
And we had this hill called Wycliffe, I don't know, something like that. Anyways, I'll get an email from somebody who's going to be pissed. But anyways, you had to put your partner on your back
Oh wow.
and run up the hill.
Yeah.
Wyckoff, that's what it was called, because someone's going to call me and tell me.
Okay. In football, the worst thing doing hills is they would start us off. You had to do a forward somersault and then get up and do the hill and come back down.
Oh wow.
And you do this 10 times. I thought it was the worst thing in the world. I didn't have to carry somebody. We were in full
Right.
pads. I never had to carry
No,
somebody.
and it
up the
was
hill.
usually the partner in your weight,
Oh, yeah.
right? So if you were wrestling at 155, there was a guy 155 on your back, and you ran up the hill.
And he's thinking light because he knows you got to get on.
Or
his back
or
next.
I'm sure you got to do it. Yeah,
he's the guy
flip
behind
it.
you, and he's thinking, if I just put my thumb right here in his shoulder blade and take him down.
And yeah, that's probably usually the guy that's wrestling you for your varsity.
That's exactly
position, 'cause,
right.
Yeah, wrestle
Good.
offs.
So I had a handful of friends that were pretty good wrestlers in high school. A guy named Al Ray who was amazing, and we would, after school we'd drive around that area and you'd see them running, and you're just like,
yeah.
you got to wear that stupid singlet and you got to put a dude on your back.
I'm never going to not giggle when I hear singlet.
I know, it's crazy.
Mom, how do I look at my singlet? What did they call you, though? What was your nickname?
Showtime.
Showtime.
Now it's the walking stereotype.
What do you mean?
I like the walking stereotype.
That's what your nickname is?
That's what I feel like it is.
Why?
Because I feel all the stereotypes, I guess.
Are you
I
serious?
try to. I stay away from some of the bad ones, but yeah.
How so?
If you, I just try to fill all the stereotypes. If you meet me and I'm an average black guy. I'm
See,
just
I
a
don't-
normal black guy.
First of
Normal
all,
black guy.
see,
Are
not
you just a
average.
normal guy?
I don't
normal
see
guy.
that because I
You
met
see
you.
color. Everybody
No.
sees color.
I don't see you filling that stereotype because when I met you, you were working at a Harley Davidson deal.
Yeah.
So that's my
I
first.
wasn't feeling stereotypes.
That's my
back then.
first impression of you, is that, and I don't know that I've ever been out and seen you in a situation that I wasn't in.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
I just.
And
I don't know. I just try to.
Wait a second. Go deeper in this thing. Are you, because it's been brought so much to the surface in the last 5 to 10 years, has it gotten to be tougher on all of us, and especially people of color?
I think it's tougher on everybody. I mean,
Yeah.
you got to watch what you say. I've got to watch what I say and do. I say I'm the walking stereotype, but I don't want to fill stereotypes. I feel like I do a little bit.
I don't know. I saw some pictures today on Facebook that aren't stereotypical of someone of your race.
Why does that?
Was that in a purple suit?
Yeah.
An afro?
No, not that one. It was the other one. There's a glam one on there.
A glam one?
Oh, you want me to find it?
Oh, no.
What are you going to do here?
Yeah, sure.
You talk amongst yourselves.
But I mean, by going on to say there was something that you wouldn't have expected,
Right.
means that you're expecting something.
Correct.
And just the whole stereotype. If you stereotype a white dude, what do you expect of me?
If I come to your house, I expect to eat beef stroganoff. That's just me.
I freaking love
That's
beef
just me.
stroganoff.
Of course you do.
But wait a second. I'm a really, really good cook, and I've never cooked it. My mom, who cooked everything, a lot of outlandish dishes from around the world, made beef stroganoff. I have not had it since I was a child.
I had a best friend when I was younger. He's out in Colorado now. His name's Scott. His mom used to make the.
What is it?
That's how that night ended when I was in the purple suit.
We've
That's
got to
not
lose-
stereotypical.
That's pretty stereotypical. Look at my shoes.
No,
Dude. David Bowie wore these shoes, man.
Well, yeah, probably.
Gene Simmons wore these shoes.
Are you going to show the audience?
Yeah, I can. I'll put it on the camera right there.
We'll show it to the audience on the video feed on this.
There
For
you
those
go.
for those who
people
are listening
yeah,
on the podcast,
You're wearing some platform,
platform white shoes.
but they're loafers. They're platform loafers, is what they are.
They're
Craziest
They're
thing.
slip-ons.
I do like the socks. They're high, knee-high, athletic white socks.
tube socks.
But
Oh,
they
yeah,
but they've
tube
got
socks.
weed. They got
They have a
marijuana leaves on
marijuana
them.
leaf.
Some red athletic shorts of some sort,
They're Nikes.
and a glitter
That shirt, oh my God.
and a big ass chain.
Yeah.
But I don't know that this is
That's
stereotypical,
not
my
stereotypical.
friend.
I thought that was
Yeah, but
like
you can get stereotypical on
Rudy Ray Moore in the
on any-
70s.
you can do anybody anytime and get stereotypical on their crap. I mean, like for instance, down at the lake near us, Lake of the Ozarks, dude, these redneck Riviera dudes
Oh,
with their
boy.
gold chains hanging down, right?
Super tan.
And they like to keep some babes with them. And when they pull up and they cove out, it's like babes in front of the boat. So if you want a free ride and free drinks with Daddy Big Boat, you got to go out now on the front of the deck and be out there and show your stuff. You don't have to drop your top if you don't want to, but you better look like some good eye candy.
Yep.
Because I look better if you're out there. That guy, he's stereotypical. I mean, he's doing everything he can to maintain some kind of hair on top of his head, and he's growing it longer and back. He doesn't want the mullet, but the longer hair and back makes him think that he's still got hair all the way
But
around.
he's stereotypical for that area,
For the
Yeah.
lake,
for
yeah.
that guy.
Yeah.
That type
Super
of guy.
tan, little hair on the chest, kind of gray.
Dude, the super tan in the skin like that, the water
Yeah.
beads off.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
that's just for the environment.
The
Like
water
leather.
beads
It's
off.
like leather.
It's like a wallet.
Nobody wants to be stereotyped
No.
unless it's something good for you.
Unless it's good.
But
So,
we never associate stereotypes with good.
Well, not necessarily. No, wait a second.
I don't think so.
I told my kids when they started getting pulled over, they first started driving at 16, 17 years of age. I go, of course you're getting pulled over. I'm driving a minivan. I'm 40-something. I'm an old dude, and I drive at the speed limit. The cops aren't going to find any fun with me. Nothing's happening. But you come around 11:30, 12:30, on a Friday going into the morning hours, and you're driving this small little car, and there's several of you in there, and obviously you guys are younger. You're not using your turn signals. You're stopping weird and doing whatnot. They're going to pull you over, and just make sure you guys are okay. When they pull you over and you roll the window down and all the smoke comes rolling out from a marijuana cigarette, they're going to go, why don't you guys get out of the car? Now, that's going to happen.
Oh, yeah.
It's always going to happen. Now, that's stereotype. They see me in my minivan in the middle of the afternoon. They go, that poor bastard. Look at him. Let him go. Let him go.
Oh,
Unless you're in L.A. and the minivan's got spinners on it. It's a different world. I'm just telling
Yeah,
you.
and if you put spinners on a minivan, do you get pulled over?
You get pulled over in L.A. for everything.
Oh, yeah.
dude.
The
Trust me.
mirrors are shaking.
It doesn't
to the
matter.
beat.
It doesn't matter. But I think when you think of stereotypes, I don't know that we necessarily think about it in a positive way. I think we think about it, that's
There's some positive stereotypes.
I think
I drive a 2002 Chevy 3/4 ton.
you do.
I drive a 3/4 ton truck. It's a standard cab, so there ain't no back seat.
Right. Yeah.
Mr. Officer, ain't nobody in here but me.
Right.
Or my two kids, and guess what? The jump seat's pulled up, and he's sitting right beside me.
Yeah.
So, I try to just keep it low key. I don't like cars anyway. I think all cars are in there to fail anyway. So
If you were in South Texas and you're driving an unmarked truck, like a 24-foot moving truck kind of thing, completely unmarked, and you're in Southern Texas, you're asking to get pulled over on a highway.
Oh yeah, well yeah.
And you got a tail light out. You've given them a reason to pull you over, and then they find 35 people in the back of that truck.
Of the truck, yeah, and they can't speak English or.
Yeah, and so we've got a problem on our hands.
Oh yeah.
If you're driving a U-Haul, it's probably not as likely. Is that stereotyping? Yes.
Yep.
It's
Well, it's more profiling than anything else. I mean,
Yes.
it's a profile for that situation.
I've never been profiled in Columbia.
That's good.
I've never been profiled in Columbia. The only time I've been pulled over, the times I've been pulled over in Columbia, I was legit speeding. Most of the time I was speeding. I think I crossed the center line once, but I wasn't messed up or anything. But yeah, I had it coming. I was speeding.
when you were speeding, did you get a ticket?
Yep.
See, that's another thing that could be happening. We talk about systemic racism, and I don't know that it does or not. But they run a check on me. They're going to find out today that I have not received a tickets for speeding since I think it's 88.
Oh wow.
Okay? If it even shows up, I have no
I
idea.
think mine's 08.
Yeah, so I mean,
He drives like an old lady.
and I always have. And I'm a hell of a lot older than you too, but I mean, I
Not
got that thing.
much.
I got that in 1988. God, I can't believe it's that long ago, 1988. Anyway,
time.
if you were to get anything to come up on it would show that. And they're going to think this guy was probably just, accelerated a little too much, probably not a big deal. You got a history of speeding? You got a history of other problems going on?
I've got a background.
No, not you. I mean a
Oh.
person.
Oops.
Okay, too much disclosure now.
Small background.
By the way, we're not actually taping this show. This is just a trap.
Yeah.
They're going to be waiting for me
Doug is
outside.
actually an officer with the Missouri State Highway Patrol. Could you come
Yeah.
over now? No.
He's
then
been
just
deep
stand up
undercover.
and put your
No, it
hands
would be
behind
great
your
if Pecoraro showed up and he rejuvenated his Jump Street undercover
Oh,
thing again,
Lord.
and now he's had to do that.
That's some hysterical crap. No, if a person has a history of this stuff, it's going to be a different
Oh,
stop
yeah.
with the police. And I put myself not only in the role of the police, all three of us know a lot of cops.
Oh, yeah.
And we talk to them about stuff, and they always want to show me. They're like, "Let me show you how I can hurt somebody with their pinky." I'm like, "No,
Yeah, don't
you
show
always
me.
hurt
Yeah,
me."
don't demonstrate on me.
Well, and listen, at the end of the day, we do know a lot of cops, and there are a lot of really good cops.
Oh, yeah.
And there's a lot of really bad cops. And once again, not to be the the sign that everybody's floating now, which is, not all cops are bad. Not all people are bad.
Not all cops are bad.
But it's the truth. Not
It's the
all
truth.
people are
Yeah,
bad either. The problem is we live in a time right now where everything is hyper sensationalized.
And it's on camera.
And there's camera phones.
Everywhere.
And everything is online. And, you think about somebody comes up on an accident and somebody needs some sort of emergency help, and the first thing you want to do is reach into your back pocket and pull out your phone and film it instead of taking care of this person. I mean, we've seen this over and over again. So I don't know that – I think the problem has definitely gotten worse, but I think it's now heightened because of these situations where we have video that looks horrible, right? And those particular law enforcement officers or that particular person – who's caught on a body cam that was clearly doing something they shouldn't have done.
They get vilified instantly.
Absolutely.
Everybody does.
And you don't know the story right off the bat. You don't know what preceded what you just seen. You don't know what happened before that. The incident just happened yesterday right when they were reading the verdict, actually, of George Floyd, the Derek Chauvin court case. The 16-year-old, I've heard it was 14, 15, 16. She got killed because she was wielding a knife. They thought she was protecting herself because girls were jumping on her. The girl in Ohio. The police get there. I seen the video. The police get there. He didn't say. He said about 3 words, and he started shooting.
I'll tell you something.
4 times in the chest.
What is really tough about that thing is how fast. Because
that happened quickly.
He arrived, and 10 seconds later, it was over. And it's like, oh. And the thing is, if this cop is a good person, a reasonable person, that cop's in hell right now. That cop cannot believe what just happened in their life on their shift, And they'll be like, I was 15 minutes from getting off my shift, and this thing happened, And I'm making it all personal about the cop right now.
Oh, yeah.
I know the child lost her life.
The child lost her life, but I've seen stills. I've seen them. She was wielding a knife, and, she was going after somebody else. The cops are there to protect and serve. They're going to protect that lady from getting stabbed 30 times. It looked like the girl was going to swing the knife a few times, so he shot her.
Man.
But at first I didn't see the knife, and I heard an eyewitness account said that she dropped the knife in the yard, and I'm like, well, if she didn't have a knife, there's no way she could have stabbed the cop. What the hell? But then I'd see the still shots. Yeah, she's got a knife.
And this is what we have with Derek Chauvin. We have the video running nonstop, minute after minute after minute, showing what was going on. Multiple videos of that. And isn't it funny how many aliens are not abducting anyone anymore? Now that we all have video cameras. No, all of a sudden
there's
it's
no
stopped.
UFOs anymore.
No. The problem is that the aliens are watching Facebook and they're like, if we would have known how stupid these people are.
We shouldn't have gave them that technology. We shouldn't have done it.
Because all they knew were stupid people anyways, because they're the only ones being abducted. They're like, gee, this planet's easy. Every time they do is, another easy one.
Wow. You have to be watching the video if you wanted to see that just now. If you're listening to the audio, you have no idea what Tom Bowman just did. Quick story. I know we're going to be wrapping it up, but a quick story, Galen, about you getting me in trouble, okay?
Getting you in trouble?
Yeah, you getting me in trouble, man.
How did I do that?
So I come out to your dealership at Harley-Davidson. You worked for years and sold me my bike, and you're a great guy, and we're friends, and it's just, I don't know. You know what I like about you the most?
What's that?
You're always like in a great mood and upbeat. I've never seen you walk outside and go, we're in a frickin' fracking. And I go, what's going on? Nothing, Tom, leave me alone. I've never seen that in my life.
Yeah.
So you're always upbeat. So here I am at Harley, event after event where I come out there. I'm helping with this. I'm helping with that. Maybe I'm cooking up wings.
Yep.
Maybe I'm cooking pork steaks.
I never saw Galen come over when we were cooking wings.
You never seen me then. I was on a diet.
So Galen also, I need to take a drink as I mentioned this story. So Galen comes walking over at at all of these events.
All of them. Yeah.
And he says, Tom, how we doing? What's going to be today? Well, wings. We'll be up in about an hour and a half. I'll have some wings. Great. He stands there for like an extra 2.5, 3.5, 4.5 seconds, and I've got a beer in my hand. I'm like, I'm sorry. Can I get you a beer? And he says, now you're talking. So I reach back because I got my own cooler, right? I reach back and I grab a beer, and I hand it to him, or maybe I open it for him. I hand it to him. There you go. Now you're talking. I was
on the clock.
So he kind of walks around the corner, moves on, and then I got this coming to his boss comes to me and says, did you give Galen a beer?
Oh, somebody told on me.
And I go, yeah. He goes, he's on the clock.
Drinking while black. Somebody told on me. Called Steve on me. Hey,
I go, he's not running the
But that's all right, because there was 3 other people there that were drinking while white, drinking with a mullet, drinking. I mean, dude, there was a whole lot of drinking
They
with.
probably weren't on the clock. I bet I sold 2 bikes that day, though. I bet I sold 2 bikes that day.
I guarantee
Let's be
you.
honest.
I remember that day, actually.
There's nothing worse than drinking while mulleted. Am I right?
Oh, it just goes hand in hand. If you want to talk about a stereotype, I mean, if you're gonna sport the business in the front, party in the back, Kentucky waterfall,
You're Joe Dirt.
you're
Kentucky
drinking.
Waterfall.
You haven't.
You're
But
drinking.
no, seriously though, I got in trouble for it, and he goes,
Oh, yeah.
"Man,
Yeah.
he's on the clock. You can't give him beer." I go, "I'm not his daddy. What do you want me to do?" And so we sat there for like 4 seconds talking, and I to your boss, and I go,
Oh, yeah.
"So anyway, do you want a beer?" He goes, "Yeah, God damn it, give me a beer." So I grab him a beer. He opens it, he drinks it, and I go, "Now are you going to tell Galen he can't drink a beer?" He goes, "Damn it, Tom, what are you doing?" I go, "I don't know. You guys are coming around to me." I'm like the beer pusher out here. But tell everyone, please, about how great our wings were at our booth.
Those wings were the best wings that day.
I think that's the year we won.
I think you guys did win that.
Look
yeah,
at
yeah.
Doug's over there, because
Doug has tried to cook
Listen,
some wings too.
Sweet sticky.
Doug, who people
Sweet and
met
sticky.
last week, right? The world's sexiest bass player. I think it's self-nicknamed, which you can't do that. I'm just saying,
Yeah,
you can't
that's true,
nickname
that's true.
yourself.
It's like the walking stereotype.
But he works. That's exactly.
I guess I can't do that.
So he would set up. Him and his crew would always set up next to us because they liked the exposure. Because people would come over to us because
Oh,
we were
yeah.
in the best spot. So they figured, well, if you're next to these two, we're going to be set. How many faux pas do you think each year he's made by being next to us? Like, hey, man, I'm going to have a big fryer full of oil, and I'm going to dump it next to you guys where your ramp is.
That's your stereotype.
I mean,
All right, that's big, tall, bass playing, sexy white bass player dumping oil all over the place. He doesn't know how to fry anything. You hear what I'm saying?
Hot oil?
It was
Yeah.
hot enough.
yeah.
Oh, wow.
And then you know how he fixed it? With a hose.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, just spray
Just
it off.
spray it.
Yeah.
Tell it just, it
Yeah.
just
Yeah.
pushes. Yeah, it just pushes.
Welcome to the ice rink.
You know why? Because shit and greasy shit rolls downhill.
Rolls
and that's
downhill.
absolutely a truth about that thing. I went ahead and made the choice that it's time for us to roll.
Oh, no,
on
it
that
felt
note.
like it was time.
Yeah, I would think
When we
that
start
it,
picking on
it
Doug, it's
does.
always time.
Of course. Galen, you're a joy, man. I'm so
Hey,
glad
thanks
you're
a
our
lot.
friend.
Thanks
and
for having
thank
me.
you. Again, our conversational beer with Snapper. And here's
Yeah.
to you, brother.
And
Here's
I
to
love
you.
Snapper.
Thank you so much. Oh,
And
let's
this-
sit around and
and
have
this
another
beer.
as we finish this up. And we're going to meet you at Logboat very soon.
Oh, tonight. I go there today.
This has been a podcast story. Tom's World Beer Tour. For future episodes, download and subscribe where you get your podcast, including Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google Podcasts, Stitcher, iHeart, and Amazon Music. Follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Or send us an email at tomsworldbeertour@gmail.com. All content property of Tom's World Beer Tour, copyright 2021. No beer was harmed during this production. Only consumed.